Hey everyone, welcome to the weekly astrology and pick a card reading. So this is for the week ahead, the 30th of March through to the 5th of April 2020. Just let you know, as I always do, that the piles will be for your element, for your astrology sun sign or rising sign. So the first one is for the earth sign, so Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Second pile is for air signs, Libra, Aquarius or Gemini. Third is fire, so that's Sagittarius, Aries or Leo. And the fourth pile is for water, which is Scorpio, Cancer or Pisces. So I'll just put the camera down. I'm going to talk about the astrology for this week. So, wow, the intensity of the energies at the moment is pretty full on and everyone is feeling it in different ways. And I hope if you're watching this, you're doing okay out there with all of the change that's happening at the moment. This week, I do feel for a lot of people that there's going to be more change because of the Saturn and Mars conjunction. So Mars is moving into the spot where Saturn is. So Saturn at the moment is at 0 degrees of Aquarius and Mars moves into 0 degrees of Aquarius this week. So Monday and Tuesday that happens. So tomorrow, the next 2 days. So but this influence will last at least a couple of weeks at least, but it will be very strong this coming week. So Mars and Saturn, when they conjunct, they do cause a stifling effect. They can cause, like, especially in the sign of Aquarius, a block of energy, a feeling of feeling blocked, and a lot of people are already feeling that energy because of Saturn having been with Pluto in Capricorn, and Jupiter also being there in not very well placed in Capricorn. So there's a lot of struggle energy at the moment, but I do feel in particular this week, this energy of Mars and Saturn, if we analyze Mars-Saturn conjunction in Aquarius, astrologically, what that means energetically, it does bring a stuck energy. It brings a feeling of wanting to move ahead, but feeling blocked in wanting to move ahead. Maybe only being able to move ahead in some incremental or ways that feel quite rigid or uptight, not feeling that you can do a lot, having to work with the reality that you have that has a limited aspect to it. When Saturn and Mars are conjunct in any sign, it can cause frustration, delays and limitation. I actually have Saturn conjunct Mars in my natal chart, so I've lived my whole life with this type of energy, which can be, very frustrating because you do feel, sorry about the noise, the traffic outside, but I'll just close the window. You do feel when you have Saturn and Mars conjunct, and the collective is going to be feeling that this week, in particular, very strong Monday, Tuesday, but for the whole week, that you may want to move ahead and push ahead, but you actually have to take things very much a step at a time. So if you're someone that likes to control things and feel very much in control, and most of us do like to feel in control of our own lives, this week the energy is going to be a little bit frustrating. So just prepare yourself for that. It's probably going to feel different to the frustrations that we've had in recent weeks. And for some people in the world that are watching have already experienced pretty rigid circumstances in terms of what we're going through with the coronavirus, having to stay at home, things like that. But I do feel some kind of shift this week because of the fact that Mars is changing signs and is lining up with Saturn in Aquarius there. So it's kind of a cold and harsh energy, to be honest, with this combination. It's almost like everything's on hold, everything's in a deep freeze, so to speak. Could be for some experiencing some problems with technology because Uranus is what rules the sign of Aquarius, and with Mars and Saturn in Aquarius, that could cause delays and problems in telecommunications. With computers, some people might be having issues with the internet. There could be problems like that, even on a larger scale in some areas potentially. And it's very much an energy of feeling fixed in place, or having feeling a lot of resistance as well with this energy. You could feel a lot of resistance to your reality. So I recommend with this strong energy this week of just trying to deal in the moment with what you can, and having patience, because when you have Saturn conjunct Mars, whether it's in your natal chart like me or you're feeling it globally like we all are, it does test your patience, and you really have to look at the situation of your life in two different ways. One is just being in the moment, and another way is having a bit more patience with the long-term picture of your life, knowing that things happen for a reason. Even when it's stressful and difficult, there are lessons that we're all experiencing on a practical level and on a spiritual level as well. What I also noticed is, Saturn being in Aquarius is making a positive sextile aspect to Chiron in Aries. Now, it's not close enough really to be a proper sextile, but it would be in the next year, getting a little bit closer at some stages, and then Chiron will go retrograde next year or later this year, and may get closer to Saturn there. So, but what I'm saying with that in general is that with Saturn in Aquarius making a gentle sextile aspect to Chiron, what this tells me is there is a silver lining in some way to what is going on now, personally and globally, and as hard as that may be to see. And there's people may be very focused on the negative aspects of that, but overly focusing on the negative aspects of any situation is not going to help. You have to work with the reality that you have and do the best with the reality that you have. So there is some healing component to this on a higher spiritual level, I feel, because of that harmonious energy between Saturn and Chiron is all about healing ultimately. So very significant energies this week, and there's also another aspect this week which is significant. Pluto in Capricorn and Jupiter in Capricorn conjunct at 24 degrees this week. So those people that will be mostly affected in a challenging way to this will be people that have anything around 22 to 26 degrees of Libra, Cancer, Aries and Capricorn. There can be changes if you know your chart and you know those degrees and you have those placements that I mentioned. Be prepared this week. You may have some adjustments to make in your life. You may have some struggles that you need to deal with, some change that you need to accept. And so, it's helping you kind of potentially transform a situation in your life. And even though sometimes transformation can be quite painful, most of the time it is, or it's like a death of the old self, but there is something new being born through this. The Pluto in Capricorn and Jupiter in Capricorn conjunction this week is about changes to finances and big changes on a collective level. We're already seeing that with a lot of businesses having to close down. I personally know many people that have lost their jobs, and my heart goes out to all, anyone going through that. I know what it's like to have financial struggles. I've been there in my life, and it's not an easy thing to cope with, but there is a transformation underneath all of this, which means you will experience some kind of rebirth through this. And in particular, if you're going through a hard time, that is, ultimately the upside of it is that you will be able to break through ultimately some stagnation that you've been experiencing, or you will have to live your life in a different way that allows you to live it more authentically ultimately. On the 4th of April, so towards the end of this week, transiting Mercury in Pisces will conjunct with Neptune in Pisces. This is a very strong energy here. So on the negative side with this, we can experience some uncertainty, some confusion in communications, some kind of misinformation in the media potentially, because with Mercury in Pisces already it's not well placed, as I've talked about many times before. And conjuncting with Neptune, it's creating even more fog and confusion around information that's coming out. There may be constant changes to communication, given that they're mutable signs connecting. There may be misinformation. There may be illusion in the communication or in the information that we're receiving. There may be simply false information. So a lot of people around the end of this week may struggle to know what is going on in a particular area. It could cause problems with technology, communications and phones. But on the positive side, Mercury in Pisces with Neptune conjunction can actually allow you to tap into very deep spiritual insights. You may tap into your intuition in a deeper way. So it's very important this week not to get stuck in fear, but to go into your deeper self, into your intuition, and get out of the mind, get out of all the chatter going on in the mind, and get into your intuition and ask yourself, what is my gut feeling? What is spirit telling me? What are my guides telling me? What is my intuition telling me? That's very important, especially if you're someone that gets stuck in your head a lot, because at this time, if you've got racing thoughts, if you've got, all this anxiety going on, and it'd be very natural to experience that in these times, but be aware that if you have that going on, it can be a sign that you're feeling quite anxious, and it could help you to get more in touch with spiritual things, to feel a sense of calm. There are certain crystals you can connect with, like Selenite is very calming. That's selenite there. Rose quartz is a very nurturing energy and helps you feel more sense of peace. Even some amethyst can help you connect with, you know, your higher self, your guides. So if you work with crystals, that can help you as well. Even labradorite, which I have here, is a good one. You can even see the beautiful flashes in it at the moment. Labradorite is great for working with like a dark night of the soul type energy, going through a lot of struggles. Yeah, so you can work with those crystals if you have them. If you have anxiety before bed, you can work with selenite. Put some selenite under your pillow, like a flat piece like that, or even under your bed if you have a larger piece. It can help you to sleep better at night. So let's have a look at the cards for this week. So this is for the earth signs. So, oh, well-deserved reward. Oh, I like that. Sun in Taurus, practicality is funny that comes up for the earth signs. Surrender your ego. I think we had surrender your ego last week, so that's interesting. All right, so for earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. I love this, well-deserved reward. So the earth signs have some money coming your way this week, a bonus of some kind, unexpected gifts, unexpected support with the well-deserved reward card. That's beautiful. We also have the sun in Taurus as boost self-worth and finances. So if you are an earth sign, this message is giving you some reassurance that you will be okay financially. There is something also coming in this week to help you with abundance, to help you with your stability, to help you with feelings of having enough. And I really feel like with these two cards together, well-deserved reward and the Taurus card, that you're going to be okay. And in particular this week there may be a bonus of money or something along those lines. Help, support, finances, increase in income, money ticking over, money coming in as you need it, things like that, or an amount of money for something in particular that you need it for coming in this week or very soon. Surrender the ego is interesting. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is, I think it was a similar message to last week, and I don't know what group got the surrender your ego last week, if it was the earth signs or fire signs. I don't even remember who it came through for, but basically it's about fear, because when you're in fear, you get stuck in the ego mind, which can, you know, sort of run through so many different scenarios, start to worry about your practical reality, about your money, you know, fear about loss of finances. So I do feel, because the earth signs are generally, especially Capricorn and Taurus, tend to get very concerned about finances, stability. You know, as a Taurus myself, I know that to be true, and it's not because of anything to do with greed or anything like that. It's more usually to do with you want to keep your stability and your routine and your structure that you've worked so hard to build in place. Now, there are a lot of changes going in the world, so we all have to be open to change, but I do feel for the earth signs, you know, in particular for Capricorn and Taurus, there is strong stability energy around you, but just don't let yourself get stuck in your ego in a fearful mindset or, you know, overly worrying. And Virgos can be very prone to worrying, as can Capricorns, especially about the practical material things. Okay, let's go to the air signs now. So this is going to be for Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Reach out. Interesting. Eclipse in Aries, collaboration. These two cards are very connected. Reaching out and collaborating, connecting with others in some way, and surrender to prayer. What a beautiful message. So the prayer card says, give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. That's nice. So what I see here for the air signs is there is support around you this week. So don't be afraid to ask for help. You know, the air signs, some of the air signs can be more independent than the others. So like Aquarius and Gemini, especially Aquarius, can be a bit detached and find it hard to ask for help. Aquarius rising sun or moons can be more self-reliant or a bit more, you know, overly independent, but you guys may have to reach out and ask for help from others, or others may be reaching out and asking you for help. Gemini is also very independent. Librans tend to know, you know, when to ask for help or when to offer help to others more. They're more relationship orientated, but in general, this is very general because I don't know your whole chart and this is a general reading, but this says boost relationships through teamwork and compromise. So obviously a lot of people, you know, being in isolation may not be able to be around others, but it doesn't mean you can't reach out to others through telephone. You know, you may know someone that may need food dropped off to their home. You could just drop it off and, you know, make sure they come pick it up and organise that. Or you may need help with that, you know. things like that, where it's connecting and reaching out. If you're concerned about someone, reach out to them this week, see if they're doing okay. 3 comes up here, so we have the number 3 here, and I feel like there's, even though this is a 25, which is a 7, I'm getting 3 with this as well. So there's something about the number 3, whether it's 3 people or one person going to help 2 other people. So there's something about 3 here, and support and collaboration. Aries energy comes up, which is about taking action. So definitely there's something this week for you guys, for you air signs, about connecting to spirit here with surrender to prayer, and working with others, you know, making sure that if you need help, you ask for it. And even sometimes you just may need to talk to someone, or you may need to just give someone a phone call and see how they're doing, as I said. But there's definitely something strong here about communication being a big thing for the air signs this week, and connecting with others more. It could be on social media, it could be, as I said, online, or it could be visiting someone briefly if you can, to help them, or, you know, help them out in some small way, whatever that may be. The fire signs, so this is for Aries, Sagittarius and Leo. You have manifest. You have Sun in Pisces, higher purpose. Okay, this is weird because I think there was either this last week just gone or the week before, I'm pretty sure the fire signs had the higher purpose message. Surrender to success. This is nice. Okay, you are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. Wow. So it's really talking about these changes going on for a lot of people at the moment are really ushering in a new time, and they're actually going to be able to allow you to manifest something that you want, that you have wanted. So even though things may look bleak or difficult for many people in some ways, for the fire signs, there's something out of this that you can get that's connected with your purpose here. So you have higher purpose with Pisces. Pisces energy is about your intuition. What is your intuition saying to you, fire signs? It says align yourself with love and wisdom. Wisdom is very much a Sagittarian theme, like a higher consciousness with Sagittarius, tapping into the higher wisdom of situations. You are manifesting something successful for yourself, or you have the idea of changing your life in a way that is more aligned to what you've always wanted, even though it may be coming about in an unusual way, or you maybe can't quite see it yet. But if you're not sure what this is, if you're a fire sign, you're watching this, it could be the seed of something this week, the seed of an idea, the seed of a plan for your future. Something that is connected to your career, to your direction, to business, to success for you, and abundance. And it's a reminder to keep the faith that there are things still working in your favor despite how things seem in the external. So those are really positive messages as well. Let's see what the water signs have. So this is Scorpio, Cancer and Pisces. We have the Two of Swords traditionally, which in this deck is just refusing to see. But it's traditionally the Two of Swords, which is a card about trying to make a decision or struggling with a decision. Moon in Scorpio, transformation. I did talk about a lot of transformation going on this week. And surrender, low self-esteem. Okay, so what we have here is a message about believing in yourself, water sign. So interesting, we have one of the water signs represented, Scorpio, here, but this is also for Pisces and for Cancerians. So for all of the water signs, you guys may be in two minds about something. You may be undecided about something, or you're unsure of how something is going to pan out this week in terms of the direction that you're going in. For some people, you may be dealing with somebody that is going through denial about what's going on, or you may be not wanting to face a harsh reality in some way. But you know, this card is saying allow this transformation to take place. Do not resist it, because there is a lot of growth for you through this, and it says a change in your emotional life. So the transformation card is pretty intense. It does say that something is changing for you guys this week in an emotional sense, because it's a moon in Scorpio, so it's to do with the emotional world, your emotional realm. There is some thinking going on here to do with indecision, or trying to make a decision about something. For some people, it could be related to work, it could be related to your direction, it could be related to where you move, like living, because the moon often relates to home. Or it could be a decision around, do I get to stay home and work, or do I have to still go to work? Or, you know, something may not be exactly that. For some people, it might be something slightly different. Or how am I going to set up, you know, working from home at this time? There's some difficulty here, or some stress here I'm feeling. Getting almost like a bit of a headachy feeling with this. So that may just be with some people. Surrender Low Self-Esteem says you deserve success, love and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. So what I'm getting with this is remember to believe in yourself, and it's easy to say when it comes to self-esteem issues. That can be quite a battle, but know that, you know, what I want to say is whatever's happening that's difficult, it's not your fault. It's just a transition and a transformation that you have to go through. You have 2 2s here. So see, there's a 2 there and there's a 2 here for the water sign. So there's definitely something about relationships also coming up, working with others, connecting with others, your connections being important this week, your communications being important this week, and working with other people in some way, you know, whether it's negotiating something or trying to come to some kind of resolution or solution around a problem. But I still want to say there's something about a change to do with home life, to do with deeper emotional things that you're going through. You're going through a transformation at this time, water signs. And Scorpio energy coming up here is a very strong survival energy. It's a strong energy of doing the best, you know, sometimes within restricted situations, or doing the best with what you have, even if it feels stressful, or it feels limited, or it feels controlling or controlled in some way. And this week there may be something for you to work on your self-esteem, to perhaps even stand your ground with something, or to stand up for yourself in some way about something with this card, or to work on an issue that's been holding you back more on an emotional, psychological level is what I'm getting. So those are the messages. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, go to the link below to my online store. And have a good week, everyone, and take care. Bye.